Well, welcome back, my fantastic artistic friends, to another episode of Painting with MasterTemple. I'm Dan. Oh, cheers for joining me on this fantastic day. We're going to do a bit of a commission painting, but before we get on with it, if you like these videos, give me a big old thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more art. Let's bring you up to the canvas and show you what we've got done already. Happy days. Well, what you caught me doing there was coating the top half of this canvas in a thin layer of, and today I'm using wind gel, which is like liquid clear, or a little bit of a medium like Gamblin's clear gel, something like that, up here with some titanium white, just mixed about 50-50, and I've rubbed it on and I've wiped it off, okay? And I'm just taking it down to this church. Now, this is a very special church, and it's a commission painting, and these people don't know that I'm painting this just yet, okay? So I've got this video is going to have to go out after I've presented the painting to them, if it works. Okay, so down here is dry, and this is just a loose sketch of the image that I've got given, the church that I got given. And I'll show you the image now. I'll pop that on screen. And I had to really work on it because the angles on the image that I got given were kind of out of perspective. So I had to really adapt some things, used a bit of artistic license. So that's where we are at that. This is dry, this is wet, so it can blend up here in the sky. So all I've done up here is I've taken a little bit of Prussian blue, French ultramarine, a bit of red, and some white, and I've just dabbed it on here in various stages, just like that. Now, it's not true to the original photograph that I've got, because the original photograph seems to have like a bit of a Mediterranean sky, and that doesn't really happen much in England, though it does happen, trust me. Last year nearly cooked me, as well as the majority of the population, I suppose. I'm just going to add a couple more little reddy streaks just in there, just like that, very gentle, okay? And then I'm going to come back and blend all this together. I love the different colours in this sky already. Taking a little bit of care not to go too much into the church, though this part is dry, so it won't get much attention just yet, but it's going to be like a grey colour anyway. Bit of an air there, don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to blend this sky out, and then I'm going to add some little faint little clouds in, and you've seen me do this many times before. So with the sky all blended out, I'm just tapping in some white. And you may wonder why I've got a couple of whites here. This is just some stuff I got off of Amazon, and this is some stuff I found in the old drawer, which may be a bit stiffer and a bit firmer. So anyway, that's beside the point. So all I'm doing on this soft little, actually it's a blender brush, and I do like using this blender just to create some very delicate clouds. Okay, I don't want them overpowering. Okay, I know there's not much up in this part of the canvas, but I don't want them to distract from the main feature, which is the church, obviously. So just put a couple of clouds and then lead them in, so it's coming down there. Okay, so tries to keep your eye focused on the inside of the canvas. Okay, if there is one, if there's a cloud there, we'll pop it there, just like that. And we can paint trees in this exact same way, far away trees if we want. You've probably seen me do that before, and I hope you'll see me do that again. Okay, so there we go, just a little bit of something there, and because I'm using this blender brush and I'm only tapping the top bristles into the paint, the bottom of the brush is not really covered in paint, so you get the bottom fuzzed out as well as adding a nice sharp top. There we go, like that. We can just work on that until we get the sky just where we want it. So I've got the image right there in front of me, and I'm trying to mix up some greys, because this is all grey colour, but it's various different colours. There's lots of different greys and tones and values all in there. So what I've done is taken on this palette, taken a bit of most colours really, started off mixing it there and then working a bit more colour in and different colours here. You can see it's gone from the dark, like almost a grey, greeny grey, right the way through the scale, right? A yellowy grey and a reddy grey, and I can just pick off which colour I need and match it up to the stonework that I need. And I think that's this bottom one with a bit of red tint to it is perfect for this, but I might have to lighten it up so I can get in there with this stonework. So that's the basic process what I'm doing just on this. It's very similar to when I did the Pontefract Castle. I am not going to attempt to paint this in with a palette knife, I'm just going to go straight in with this little tiny fan brush. Of course, this is dry. We're going to really have to grind this paint into the fabric. Okay, so I'm just going to go down there and just grind it in. Now, this church tower, the bell tower, seems to have been like rendered in some sort of pebble dash or something like that, which makes it a little bit easier for us to paint. I'm not losing some of the sketch already, but we know it's under there. We've got a good idea what it looks like now. I'm just going to fill this in all the way down there. We've got a tree in that way, so we're not too fussed. Right, so on this little tiny fan brush, I've just made a little bit of a boo-boo there. Okay, right, but what I'm going to do is just very delicately touch on, and then no pressure, just hold it very loose, and then we're going to build up this rendering. You see, reload the brush, and then just come up here. Maybe not. Don't make a boo-boo again, Dan. Okay, just go down there, just like that, and you can see it picks up the nap or the grain of the canvas, and it gives you that wonderful stony pebble dashed effect. That's up here. Okay, we're going to do this several times with different colors, different tones, and different values. Go near the clock. If you go into the clock face, doesn't too much matter. I'm going to do that like so. All the way down there. There's a little bit of a bump there. And I think there's a chair somewhere around there as well. But this is all we're going to do. Just build up this colour. So the dark is on the underside. It's like painting a mountain, I suppose. I think there's a lighter bit just under there, like that. All right. So I've got the bell tower in place, and I've painted a basic undercoat of what the roof will look like. It's like a pale bluey grey colour, but I'm just going to put some stonework just down here. So I've taken a little bit of oil, only a tiny bit, and I've mixed it into some of that grey colour. Now I'm not going to go mental. I don't want this too assuming just yet. I'm just going to pick out some of these stones, just like that. Now I've only thinned down the paint just enough so I can manipulate it with this little liner brush. I don't want to thin it down like I would do for grass or for the sticks and twigs on a tree. I just want to give a little bit of something down here. Gotta be careful. Around the window, there's going to be some stonework as well, but that goes in an arch. But it's just a little bit of a color difference just there. I'm going to try if if I can, because this is going to be quite a long task here. Try to paint most of this brickwork in. Now I can't paint every individual stone, but I can just give the impression that there is stones out here. Little, I think it looks like it's made out of limestone, something like that. So just work your way on that. There we go. Keep going. Keep going. I really do wish there was a quicker way to paint intricate brickwork like this, but I can't find a way. If anyone knows of a better way, please let me know down in the comments. But it really is a labour of love, and it does take some time. Now then, this is a lot of tight work on this church, and I'm just varying different colours all the time, trying to get different. I've got to concentrate. Because it's a commission piece, I really don't want to get too distracted. Put a little bit of lightness on there as well. I had a little bit of problem earlier on as well, where the roof. I don't know if you can see, but the roof, well, you won't be able to see now, but I had a little bit of brickwork, and the roof didn't come down far enough, so I had to fetch the roof down a little bit of shine on that side. So what I've got here is just a purpley colour made of bright red and Prussian blue, and I'm taking it on this little one-haired brush, and I'm just dabbing on. I'm not trying to draw any religious shapes or anything like that on these windows. This is too far away to see any kind of detail, but I'm just dabbing it on, and I've not oiled out the paint. I've not thinned it down or anything. Just tapping on here and there to give an indication of just some stained glass. And of course, I'll change the colour of this. I'll put a bit of a bluey greeny colour as well, which I'll come along and tap in here as well. Okay, so I've mixed off a little bit of burnt umber and ivory black on this Winsor & Newton's filbert brush. Now let's have a look up here. So I'm just going to tap in this clock face. I'm just going to hit it, and I'm going to swirl the brush around. Try and make a perfect circle. I could do this with my finger. I'll probably put a bit much paint on. Now, it doesn't matter if the grey around the clock tower doesn't cover the dark disc. All I'm bothered about is that black circle. So all I've done is taken a little bit of a rag, and I've just pushed it in to the clock face. Okay, and that'll absorb the excess oil on there. And it's holding it up by itself. You see that the stickiness of that paint is holding this rag to the canvas. Okay, so I've got the filbert brush and a bit of this colour. Now the original path is a grey tarmac colour, but I want it at least warmer down in the foreground, so I'm adding some browns. Okay, then up here I'll blue it off a little bit. You want it warmer as it comes towards you and wider. Look how tight it is there. It's probably, what, 3/4 of an inch to around about 7 inch down here. And that will give the impression of, distance as we're going into the painting. All right, so the church is all in place now. I think we can leave that done now. I need to put a little bit of a shadow in, but hey-oh, we'll come round to that. Now I'm just going to grab on this. I don't know if you see that there, just this fan brush, clean fan brush. I'm just going to grab some yellow. This is cad yellow, and we're just going to put some grass in. I'll just look at me reference photograph, and I'm just going to really smush in some yellow paint. Take your time, get it looking right. Okay, be a bit of a shadow there. Go over the path as well. Pick up that brown colour, that's all right. We need to zip that off at some point as well, and that bit off there like that. And we'll put some more yellow. Grab a different sets of yellow. We've got chrome yellow there, yellow ochre. I'm going to put some yellows in, and we'll put some greens in as well, some umbers, and we'll just mush in all this grassy goodness. Okay, what I'm going to do is take a clean and dry fan brush, and then all I'm going to do is just push up, and I'm just going to create all the grassy effects, let all these colours merge into one. And when you take the dark into the light and the light into the dark, and wipe your brush off, and just keep going, just like this. See, I've only loosely put the colours down, but you go like this, it does create some epic grasses. Because grass is not just all one straightforward colour. There's patches of different colours in there. You might have some flowers lurking in between the blades as well. Yellow. There we go. That grass looks absolutely epic in my opinion. There's lots of different shades, lots of different tones, lots of different values all in there, and that's what we want. We don't want just plain one colour grass. And I've done it before. I've painted the grass area black in black gesso, and then just coated it in just one straight flat grassy colour. I think this way it looks a little bit more true to life, I think. Now we do have trees at this side and this side to stop your eyes from falling off the edge. On the original painting, I think there's just one, but we'll add something there. There's got to be something there, yeah? Okay, but we'll work on this path. So I'm just going to take this, just knock off the excess out of this filbert brush, and I think we'll grab a little bit of brown, clean spot. I've cleaned the palette once or twice already, and a bit of white, whatever colour we get out of that. Maybe a bit of ochre in there as well. Okay, not over mixing the paint. I'm going to start halfway, and I'm just going to push in some highlights on this path. Now, like I've said before, the path is it's like a tarmacy colour on the original painting. Tarmac, you know, horrible grey colour. We want to change that just slightly. Okay, I think I'm going to take a bit of yellow ochre. Can you see that there? A little bit of yellows and ochres, a little bit of Prussian blue. Let's just make a nice bit of sap green, a bit of umber just thrown in there. And we need to work on the trees either side of this. Now, I'm going to start the tree off about there, I think. I'm just going to push up with a fan brush. This is probably like a yew tree or some fan brush, filbert brush. Come on down, get back with it. I've been painting a long time today, you know. So where were this is probably a yew tree or something like that. That somehow sneaking up here. They're quite common in churchyards in England. There's a bit of blue there. I'm going to try and leave that in if I can. Leave a bit of a sky showing through some of these branches. I'm just going to push this in, and I just tap on, push up, tap on and push up. Okay, I just stuck this this lint-free cloth on here and focused on the tree on that side. Good practice. Okay, so I just stuck it on there, and it's about time to peel it off, and you can see all the oil in there. That cloth has taken off. Now I'll pop that on there because I can wipe the brushes on the other side. Now I'm going to take the filbert brush, not the one that I'm going to put the highlight on, but I've got a bit of dark colour here. That dark colour is just made with some umber, black, and a bit of blue, a touch of green thrown in there as well. And I'm going to just push on. So just like we put the greenery on, the under green, I'm just going to push on and just tap up. So and you get all these fuzzy little shapes. I'm going to fetch the camera up here so you can have a little bit of a closer see what I'm doing. Now, wherever a shadow is going to be, there'll be plenty down here. Just load the paint in the brush. Now, this is quite dry now. It's still slightly wet, but it's kind of tacky, and that's what we want to make this paint stick. I'm just going to pick out some shadow because this tree's quite dark, especially down the base. I don't know if you can see that because of the brush in the way, but yeah, we're just going to tap on just like that and create the shadow parts, and then we'll come back in and put some highlights on top of this. Look. Okay, so with this dark color the brush that we put the dark parts of the tree on, the undertones of the tree, which is that color there, I've just gone into some yellow, really load the filbert brush up both sides, plenty of paint, and get this nice highlighty color of green. Okay, and I'm just going to go and see if you can see this. I'm just going to tap on right at the edge, go outside of the green, and we're going to put on the highlights. Keep reloading your brush, and you may need to wipe your brush. Keep the colour that you're putting down a bit true. Okay, and then just work on this highlight colour. Just there, where the sun's catching. I don't know where you can see that. It's a bit difficult for me to paint in this angle. But yeah, we'll just carry on doing this till we get a nice tree built. So with a little bit of thin oil and a dark green colour, I think the last thing to do on this composition is just put some, from what I can see, some old flower stems, some daffodil stems. We can make them look like long grass or whatever we want. I'm going to vary the colours, and of course it's going to get smaller towards the door than it is in the foreground, either side of this path. And don't make them all going straight up or straight around. So some fall flat as well. So I want to do that. That's pretty cool. But remember, size is important. Size, story of my life, yeah. Size is important. Various colours, either side of this path. Just put some of these old flower stems now. Don't have them going all straight up. And don't have them all the same colour as well. The ones in the foreground are obviously going to be a lot bigger than the ones cut towards the church door. I'm going to do this and a couple of different coloured ones. Don't know if this is grass or old flower stems or something, but it looks kind of neat. One or two more blades of grass just down there, and I think we're about finished. Well, wow, that is one grand church and churchyard, isn't it? It's really enjoyable painting this one, and I hope the people that this painting's for enjoy it as much as I've enjoyed painting it, and I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. And if you have, please give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already, and hit that bell icon so you never miss another painting video. But until next time, you take care of yourself, stay safe, happy days.